Well, in the words of Roy, how'd you see that?
No, we're obviously happy with the result. I think, I think we're probably more just pleased. I think that we're building a game that's well understood by the team, and that has a few facets to it. You know, we can create pressure in different ways through kicking, through defence. We can create some pressure with the ball, and I think that's probably progress from where we were this time last year. I felt we were not a one-trick pony in some ways last year, but I think we're much more well balanced now. And but I think, to be honest, also I'm a little bit unhappy with the amount of errors that we created, certainly around set piece. That's been a strong point for us all year, and we were a little bit off there tonight. So it's not perfect, and I think we're not getting ahead of ourselves by any means. I think we're building, and we're obviously pleased with the outcome, but we probably have some things that we want to do better in the performance.
You must be happy to get successive wins. I think it's the first time since like week 7 or something last year, and obviously that's something that you need, sort of feature in the finals.
Yeah, I think so, but I think, Mel, as always, Super Rugby is a week-by-week proposition, and I think we're probably happier about the fact that we feel like we're building some consistency in our game, and we know we can bat out good performances. We might change things tactically week to week, but there's some things in our game that are foundational, that are quite strong at the moment, and they're not 100% where we need to be, but I think that it's just we're clearer on those things than we probably were this time last year, I would say.
You must be happy with the way, that you handled being down like 14 games.
Yeah, I think we played with 14 men for 20 minutes of the game, which is a quarter of the game. It's pretty silly stuff. I mean, that's the sort of stuff maybe, again, all of those things are within our control, and, and on a different day, those things hurt you, so you can't gloss over them. You've got to figure out why you made those things happen. And yes, we are pleased with the way that we handled it and the effort that we had to put in to do that, but we shouldn't be putting ourselves in that situation in the first instance.
So, Dane, we saw a repeat this week of the defensive intensity from Dunedin. But do you feel like you're starting to get more out of your attack?
Yeah, I definitely think that the attack's starting to build. Probably spent a bit more time in the pre-season on defence, and we're starting to I suppose gain from that. But the attack's heading in the right direction, I think.
He's collecting the try in the Haylett-Petty family.
Yeah, there's a bit of controversy about this.
So just put Haylett-Petty next to it, maybe. I think Ross can have that one. I don't think I would have got it down without him.
I guess, how do you sort of see this first part of the season? It's 3-3, but is it the growth that you're most happy with?
Yeah, look, I think we were disappointed with our start, and I don't mean it disrespectfully to the Sunwolves, but we weren't on that day for sure, and that's a game we dropped, and I think for the rest of the season we're going to be chasing that game. We've got a win to make up somewhere on the way. But we've won, I think, 3 of the last 4, and we go into a bye now, which enables us to continue to grow our game and do some different things, and then we play the Sunwolves back here at home in 2 weeks' time. So I think if somebody had said to us, would we be happy with a 50% return in the first block, given that we've had 2 of our big overseas trips, we've done the Japan travel and we've also done the New Zealand travel. So those 2 big travel blocks are out the way for us, with some other teams are still having to do those things. So, and to come away with a 50% return is kind of okay, I guess. I guess we're happy with the win tonight, Mel, but we feel that there was some stuff in the performance that we're not happy with.
Do you feel like the bye's coming at a good time, or you have got that many?
Again, I mean, one of the things that we didn't handle well last year, we had a bye in round 2, which was funny, and this is actually probably, we're almost at the limit of just needing a little bit of a break, and I think it's come at the perfect time, so we'll do that and we'll be ready fresh to go for another block. So I think it's perfect. I certainly feel like a bit of a break. I don't know about Dane, but how good he is on.
So Dane, tell us what happens for you as a player now. You've got a game in 2 weeks' time, so what happens this week?
I think for most of the boys, they'll take a little bit of time away, bit of a rest. A lot of the boys, we started the pre-season a little bit later, but a lot of the boys have been going since November and grinding and pushing to this break, so I think it's well deserved. And then the back end of next week, we'll get back to work. As Dave said, it's not perfect. There's plenty to keep building on, and we'll keep working on that.
So when you say a break, we freshen up, go away somewhere for a couple of days?
Yeah, I think we've got till Wednesday or Thursday off, so everyone's got different plans, and a little bit of rest.
There's a report that Matt Phillips heading to France. He's been very formal this year.
Yeah.
Kind of lost with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Matt's heading to France. I think I can understand why French clubs want to chase a guy like that. But he's played his 50th game tonight. It's actually his birthday today as well. And Matt's a great story because I think Matt's one of those guys in our team who just really cares about the team. So he's really motivated by that. But I think one of the things he really wants to do is play for his country. And I think maybe in the past we've had the odd player who maybe took that privilege for granted. And I think Matt Phillips is the type of guy that I think he's going to have a good career with Australia, and he's waited a long time to have that opportunity. He's earned that now. I couldn't be more pleased for him. I actually wasn't going to sign Matt Phillip back in the day until Dane talked me into it in a hotel in Santon. We had him for a game or two a couple of years ago, I think, when he started out, and I wasn't convinced, but Dane saw it long before I did, so Matt's got Dane to thank, I think, for that.
I think he's like one of the leading, like in line-outs, disrupting the line-out, turnovers and still, So
yeah, I mean,
how valuable is he been?
Yeah, he puts a huge amount of work into that. That doesn't happen by accident, and I think he's thinking about that on a very high level. But he really works at that. So he's building himself into be a real world class line-out forward. But I think the other thing that he has is real ability, real go forward ability with the ball. So I can't remember the stats exactly, but last year he would have been right at the top of locks in the competition for metres per carry. So. He's good at the set piece, and he's good on both sides of the ball in multi-phase. So more than that, I think he's also just a good guy for our squad. He's got great intensity most of the time, but he's also got a good sense of humour, which balances that out nicely. So I enjoy having him as part of the group.
I'm seeing the growth from Izzy coming off the World Cup.
Yeah, I think Izzy's probably the same. I mean, I think Izzy became the Wallaby number 8, which was a huge aspiration of his, and I think he's done well to refocus some of his goals now, and now that he's achieved that, to reset some things and continue to get better and improve. So yeah, he's playing really well.
Dane, you enjoy playing alongside Andrew Kellaway? He's obviously a bit of a rich name.
Yeah, he's going really well. I knew he was going to go well. He had such a good pre-season. He's carving up training, and he's carried that form through, and he's doing a great job finishing on the wing for us, and putting us in really good positions.
He looks a bit, is he deceptively fast? Because he kind of doesn't look like he's made it that fast.
He's fast, but he's just smooth. He just kind of glides, doesn't he? He's a hard man to tackle and to track down.
Can I ask about the bench? You feel like you've got some good energy off the bench?
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of players that really stood out for me there, Jeff. I really thought Rob Leota added a huge amount of intensity. There was a kind of a head in the spokes moment. They overthrew the line. I can't remember if it was stolen or they overthrew it on the 5 metre, and he dived on there and secured it. That was a huge moment in the game because he really put his body in harm's way there, and that's ultimately probably kept us the bonus point, which was a really big moment. So, and he had his steal underneath the poles. He had a double effort there to steal that ball. So yeah, I thought he did a great job, but so did the other boys that came off the bench. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy the time.